Good morning. We'll get started here in about 2 minutes. If you've got a mat at home, lay it lengthwise. If you don't have a mat, that's fine. You can perform yoga from the floor, a carpet, towel on the beach. It's one of the great things about yoga, low overhead. So we'll get started here in about a minute. Welcome. All right, 8 a.m. Good morning. Welcome to yoga. My name is David. Today we're going to do pretty much an intermediate level yoga routine. And we'll start standing on the mat, feet hip distance apart. And begin by exploring your feet. Raise and lower your toes, fan them out on your mat. Feel the ground under your feet. A lot of our movement, balance, starts with the feet. One of the hidden secrets of yoga is we practice barefoot. Our feet get a workout. You can roll out to the knife edges of your feet. Roll out the ankles. Maybe to the inside, outside. To the balls of your feet, to your heels. Just continue to explore how your feet feel. That mobility of your feet helps the overall mobility of your entire body. Balance and movement starts with your feet. All right. Keep your feet about hip distance apart. Once you have that good base established, start stacking everything on top of your feet, your knees, your hips, your spine, shoulders back and down. Level your chin with the floor. This aligns the crown of your head with the ceiling, aligns your spine. This is mountain pose, Tadasana, one of the fundamental poses of yoga. As you stand here, establish a yoga breath in and out your nose. Your lips are sealed, your teeth are separated. In Sanskrit, energy is prana. Breath is pranayama. Your breathing is your energy. As you concentrate on this breathing, this deep rhythmic breathing is an ujjayi pranayama, an energizing breath. The philosophy is you lock in this energy with bandhas. Pull up your pelvic floor, engage your glute muscles. That's mula bandha. Pull in your belly button, clench your abdominal muscles. It's uddiyana bandha. Dedicate yourself to keeping these bandhas locked this entire practice. Standing here in mountain pose, breathing deeply in and out your nose with your core engaged, you're practicing yoga. You can really practice yoga anywhere you're standing. What you learn here in the yoga studio you can take with you by practicing, keeping your core engaged. It will more naturally occur. If you reach for something heavy, your core is there. Step off a curb, slip on the ice. There's your core ready to protect you. Hold and breathe. I'll get some music started. From here in mountain pose, now explore the neck. Turn your head to the right. On an inhale, back to center. On an exhale, go to the other side. Just inhale and exhale. If moving with your inhale and exhale are too much, just slow down. You can actually hold it in one direction and then the other. Just explore the range of your neck. One more in each direction. Reset. Middle. Bring your gaze up on an inhale. Drop your chin on an exhale. You're going to move by inhaling up, exhaling down. People with vertigo, they'll have them move their head various directions. So if you feel a little instability, just slow down. Limit your range of motion. You to concentrate on your breathing in and out your nose. Those bandhas locked. Then reset, mountain pose. On an inhale, drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Exhale, reset. Inhale to the other shoulder. Exhale, reset. Just gently go back and forth. Feel the limit of the movement. It's the edge. It's your range of movement. It's different for everybody. It's important you feel your edge. It's the most beneficial place for you to operate. From here, start to move your head on your own. You can drop and roll if you'd like. You can go shoulder to shoulder. Just move independently. It's a safe way to find the movement in your neck. Keep those bandhas locked. Air flowing in and out your nose. Start to even yourself out. We'll meet together in mountain pose. From here, extend your right leg out to the side. You can open your arms to a strong T. You can have them to heart center or on your hips. And on an inhale, lift that right leg. Exhale, touch the floor. Inhale up, exhale down. If moving with the pace of your breathing is too much, just take a couple breaths with your foot down and just lift it on an inhale. This lateral movement is not only good for the hip, it's good for the entire body. Right now, your hip is benefiting from this lateral movement, strength, flexibility, endurance. In a typical day, we don't move laterally like this. It's good for the entire brain-body integration. Try to have lateral movement every day. One more on this side. Reset, mountain pose. Go to the other side. Find a arm position, hand position that's comfortable for you. Begin to flow. Inhale up, exhale down. Breathing in and out your nose, that Ujjayi Pranayama. Those bandhas locked. Appreciate the benefit you're giving your hip. This lateral movement done every day improves hip movement, back health overall. fitness. Do one more on this side. Reset. There's a couple of variations to this next sequence. You can leave your feet hip distance apart, or step your left foot behind your right. Inhale, this left hand high, feeling that resistance all along the left side. Another hidden secret of yoga, we use the muscles in both directions. Traction and flexion, extension if you will. It's the healthiest way to use muscles. And as you come out, exhale, step, mountain pose. Go to the other side, right foot behind left. Inhale the right hand high, feeling that resistance as you reach high. You can reach in opposite directions, feeling that dynamic tension. You can turn this into a flow by exhaling into mountain pose. Going to the other side on an inhale. Exhale, back to mountain pose. Go to the other side on an inhale. Just one movement, one breath. It's classic vinyasa yoga. Vinyasa is actually not a type of yoga, it's a style. It's movement with breath, synchronized with your breathing, your natural pace. Everybody's different. So we don't necessarily move in unison. We want to concentrate. Moving at the pace of your breathing is the most beneficial pace for you. It's like operating at the edge for you. It's different. It's unique for you. Move to the edge. Move to the edge on the other side at the pace of your breathing. One movement, one breath. One more to each side. Feels good. Then exhale as you step back to mountain pose. All right, we're going to do some forward leg lifts. Start by raising the right knee. You can hold if you'd like. Bring it as high as you can. Keep the hips square to the front and find that highest point. You can lift that right knee. If you fall out of a pose, get right back in. You build a little resilience here in the yoga studio. And gently release, exhale. Go to the other side. Just hold and breathe. And the extent of your range, keep bringing that knee higher. Concentrate on your energizing Ujjayi Pranayama breath. Keep those bandhas engaged. You can turn this into a flow as you exhale and release. Just inhale, bring the knee up. Exhale back down. Now go to the other side. You can even add some arm movement if you'd like. And inhale the arms up as the knee rises. Exhale as you reset. Go to the other side. It's good for the shoulders. Move in different planes. Shoulders are a pretty complicated joint. You'll be able to move freely. It's a little restriction. Just limit the movement. Do one more to each side. Reset. We're going to have some more lateral movement. Step this right foot out wide. Bend that knee and find a side lunge. You can use this leg for support. You might be able to come down to the floor. From here, find some movement back and forth. Just lunge to the inside, lunge to the outside. And from this lunge to the outside, simply step back to mountain pose. Explore the other side. Step this left foot out. Just move back and forth. You can use your legs for support. You can use the mats for support if that's right for you. And step back into mountain pose. Begin to go side to side. Just step out, lunge in, lunge out, step back. Go to the other side. Step out and lunge to the inside, the outside. Step back in. You can synchronize with your breath. You can inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale as you step back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, step back. Do a couple more to each side. One more. Reset in mountain pose. We're going to go through a fundamental sequence of yoga. Surya Namaskara, sun salutations. So come to the short edge of your mat, over to the right. Find mountain pose, your feet hip distance apart. We'll begin to go through a series of movements. I'll give you some modifications. Concentrate on synchronizing with your breath. The bandha is locked with the movement. Begins by inhaling your hands high, extended mountain. Exhale as you come into a forward fold, letting your head hang. Without coming up, inhale, look forward with a flat back and a half lift. As you exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, followed by your right. Your hips are high. Your chest is between your shoulders in a downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Come forward to a full plank. Your hands are under your shoulders, and I'll give you some modifications. The first one is to drop to your knees. Then you bring your gaze up, your tailbone high with a sway in your back, often called a cow pose. With your toes tucked, you push your hips high back to that downward facing dog. That's one option, one variation. The next variation in intensity is to come to this full plank. Bend your elbows as you bring yourself all the way down to your stomach on the mat. Your hands are gently on the mat, your feet are flat. As you bring your gaze forward, little pressure in your hands just to give you a little back bend. As you come out, you drop your tailbone back towards your heels. In a really shallow child's pose as you tuck your toes and push your hips high into downward facing dog. The third most strenuous option is to come to that full plank. On an exhale, you bend your elbows and hover over the mat in Chaturanga Dandasana. Flip your feet flat, straighten your arms as you shine your heart and bring your gaze forward. Upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. As you push your hips high, you tuck your toes and find downward facing dog. On an inhale, raise your left leg high in a single leg down dog. Exhale and step that left foot forward to the top of the mat between your hands. Help it if you need to. You can twist this low lunge by keeping the right hand down, inhaling the left hand high. Gaze follows. As you exhale, your hand comes down, your right foot steps forward next to your left foot. And on an inhale, your hands come high, you sit low, and Utkatasana, chair. Exhale as you come out into mountain pose. You'll go to the other side. On an inhale, step your left leg across your mat in a 5-pointed star. And right away on an exhale, you find forward fold at the other end of your mat. And the sequence begins again. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step right foot followed by left foot with your hips high and downward facing dog. Inhale to that full plank. Find your options. Either drop to your knees, bring your gaze high. You can come to that full plank and lower all the way down. Bringing your gaze up with your feet flat, tucking your toes, sliding your hips past your heels and then high. Or find chaturanga from this full plank, bending your elbows, hovering over the mat, flipping your feet flat, shining your heart. Tuck your toes as you push your hips high, as we all meet in downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high this time. And exhale, step that foot forward. Inhale as the right hand lifts this twisted low lunge. Exhale, hand down, left foot next to right foot. Inhale, hands high, sitting low. And Utkatasana, chair. Exhale as you come out. We'll begin to flow a little more smoothly. 5-pointed star across your mat as you exhale into forward fold at the other side. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step left and right to downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Choose the option that works for you. Bring your gaze forward. Tuck your toes, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step into that low lunge. Inhale, left hand high, gaze follows. Exhale, hand comes down, feet together. Inhale, chair. Exhale as you come out. Inhale, step to the other side. Exhale, forward fold. Begin to synchronize your movement with your breath. Find the pace that works for you as you synchronize your movement with your breath. Finding the range that's right for you. That edge, if you will, the most beneficial spot for you to operate. Once again, we don't all necessarily move in unison. Move at the pace of your breathing. It's said that a good breath you hear, a great breath everybody else hears. You're in your private space. Work your breathing. Make it audible. Give it some texture. Feel the energizing effects of Ujjayi Pranayama. Re-explore the core. Keep those bandhas locked as you move and breathe to this fundamental sequence of yoga, Surya Namaskara. Do one more to each end of the mat. And eventually we'll all meet together in mountain pose. Nicely done. Sun salutations. It's a unique aspect of the yoga practice. Important to move at your pace, your range. Make it a very, very personal part of your practice. Really, the whole yoga practice is a personal version for you. So important to find those ranges, those edges for you and the pace of your breathing. All right, we're going to go through some fundamental yoga poses. Come to the short edge of your mat, one end of your mat. Feet are hip distance apart. These fundamental yoga poses, you'll recognize them. Begin by stepping this left foot back. Hips are square, there's a bend in the right knee. Let this left foot drop down towards the mat. Inhale your hands high. Gaze follows like you're holding an energy ball over your head. This is Veerabhadrasana Aka Warrior One. You're a warrior. Feel intensity in this pose. Breathe as deeply as you can. Like any good warrior, we're going to show some humility. Bring your hands down, clasp them behind you. And on an exhale, let your head drop inside your right knee. This is humble warrior, a deceivingly difficult pose. Hold and breathe. Inhale as you come up. You can release your grip as you gently straighten this right leg. You can release and have your hands come down to the mat. Or keep that bind, that grip. And on an exhale, gently hang your head. Let gravity pull your head down. As you find resistance in the right leg, breathe into it. Inhale as you come up. Release your grip if you'd like. Turn your feet to the opposite end of the mat. So you have a bend in this left knee. Hips are square to the front. Right heel is down. Inhale, hands up. Veerabhadrasana Aka Warrior One. Feel intensity in this pose. You're a warrior. Should feel good. You can clasp your hands behind you or use that left leg for support as you exhale and drop your head right inside that left knee. There's no rule in yoga that says you can't use that left leg for support or the mat, whatever you need. Make this practice yours. You should easily hear your breathing in and out your nose. Inhale as you come up. You can release your grip if you'd like. As you straighten your left leg. And on an exhale, hang your head. Find that resistance in the left leg. Breathe into it. Get it to melt or soften with each inhale and exhale. Inhale as you come up. Turn your feet to the other edge of the mat. This time, leave your hips open. Left toes are pointed forward. Right toes are pointed out the side of your mat. It's said that you grow the roots, then the branches. From here, open your arms in opposite directions. Reaching for opposite walls, your gaze comes over your right hand. Veerabhadrasana Aka Warrior 2. Feel intensity in this pose. Your gaze, it's a drishti, almost like you're backing down an opponent with an intimidating stare. Feel that kind of intensity. Extend this pose by exhaling this right hand down inside the right knee. You can use that right leg for support. Inhale, reach long and high. The left hand, your gaze is lifted past your left fingers to the ceiling. Feel that resistance all along the left side. Reverse this pose. You exhale, the left hand back to the left leg. Inhale, right hand high, gaze follows. Feel resistance along the right side. Inhale your arms to a strong T as you gently straighten your right leg. You're flat as a board, like a piece of paper across your mat. Exhale as you target this right hand towards your right foot. It might get there, it might not. Inhale, left hand high, gaze follows. This is Uttita Trikonasana, extended triangle. Re-explore the core. Make sure those bandhas are locked, giving you integrity in the pose. Exhale as you bring your arms back to that strong T. And give your arms a break as you switch your feet to the other edge of your mat. Put a bend in the left knee. Right toes pointed forward. Inhale, arms to opposite walls. Finding that drishti over your left hand. It's said that you don't want to be too far forward, reaching for the future, too far back, longing for the past. You want to be right here, right now in the middle. Extend this pose. You exhale, the left hand down. You can use this left leg. Inhale. As you reach with the right hand, gaze is lifted. Feel resistance all along the right side. Reach as long as you can, straight top of that right hand, right out your right foot on the mat. Reverse this pose. Exhale the right hand back, right leg as you inhale. Left hand high, gaze follows. Exhale as you come out, gently straighten left leg. Inhale. Arms to opposite walls in this strong T. Exhale. Left hand targets the left foot. You inhale, right hand high, reaching in opposite directions. Breathing as deeply as you can with that Ujjayi Pranayama. Bandhas engaged, locked for stability. Inhale, your arms back to that strong T. And on an exhale, find mountain pose, the middle of your mat. Very nice. Fundamental yoga poses should feel good, should help you explore your range, help you to build muscle, help you to build strength and flexibility. One of the keys of yoga. We're going to go through a balancing sequence. Balancing poses indeed help you balance, but they also test your balance. They help you to explore how you're doing left side to right side, strength versus flexibility. Concentrate on the fundamentals of Ujjayi Pranayama and with your bandhas engaged. Bring your hands to your hips. You'll notice your hips are square with the front of the room. open this right foot. As you open it, you start to feel a bit of resistance. You want to keep the hips square, especially this right hip. You feel that dynamic tension as you're trying to open the right foot and keep the right hip forward. At that same angle, bend your knee and kickstand. Keep pushing that right knee back, right hip forward. Feel that dynamic tension? You can bring it up to your calf if you'd like, but keep that dynamic tension. You can grow some branches if you'd like. It can be a deciduous tree or a coniferous tree with hands together. You can bring your gaze up if you'd like, or keep it forward. Concentrate on Ujjayi Pranayama, in and out your nose, bandhas locked. If you want to bring the foot higher, resist the urge to reach down and grab it, simply slide it higher. Keep pushing that knee back, that right hip forward. And on an exhale, simply step in a mountain pose. Hands on the hips to start. Start to explore the range on this side. Open that left foot, keeping the left hip forward. Once you have that dynamic tension established, bend at the knee and kickstand. Keep pushing that left knee back, left hip forward. You can keep a kickstand or slide to the calf. Grow some branches, emblematic of the tree pose. Slide the foot higher if you'd like. Just keep pushing. Left knee back, left hip forward. Energize with Ujjayi Pranayama. And explore the core. Exhale as you come out. All right. We're going to finish in a Yogi Squat. Bring your hands to heart center. On an exhale, bend your knees. Keep your chin level with the floor. You can use your legs for support if you'd like. There's no rule in yoga that says you can't. If you'd like to come a little lower, maybe get your elbows down. Classically, you get your elbows inside your knees. Keep your chin level. Adjust your feet as you need to. Keep coming lower. And keep those bandhas locked here. Explore the core. Gauge your abdominal muscles. You feel a little more stability in the pose. You can pull up your pelvic floor. And clench the glute muscles a little bit. Feel how much stability it gets you. Then very gently come all the way down to your mat or the floor. We're going to end our practice with legs up the wall. It's a little bit alternative. If you're more comfortable in Shavasana, legs long, laying comfortably on the floor or your mat, please do that. If you'd like to join me with legs up the wall, there's variations. You can put your legs up on a chair, an ottoman. It doesn't have to be a wall. It can be a piece of furniture. You bring your tailbone close to the wall, legs straight up. If having your tailbone right against the wall is too much, just bring it away a little bit. Get a little bit of an angle. You can have your arms wide. Give yourself a little bit of support. No matter if you're in Shavasana or legs elevated, you want your shoulder blades flat. As flat as you possibly can. Let your breathing return to normal. Let gravity take over and pull you into the earth. Your attention here, your focus, is on your body, breathing naturally, autonomic, if you will. Your body breathes on its own 24 hours a day. Let it. Your brain likes to send you thoughts. And oftentimes we engage those thoughts. Your practice right now is to disregard the thoughts your brain is sending you by going back to observing your natural breathing. This concentration on autonomic breathing allows you to transcend the thoughts. Resist the urge to move. Remain perfectly still. Let gravity work its magic. And just be. You're probably in a private space, so you can stay here for as long as you'd like. Otherwise, begin to reawaken awareness back to the space around you. Give your legs up the wall. Very gently bend your knees. Draw them in a little bit. Classically, you roll through the right side of a fetal position. Keeps your heart on the left side lifted. I'll talk a little bit, so take your time. Eventually, we can meet together in a seated posture. Thank you for practicing with me today. We started concentration on our feet, into our neck. Explored lateral movement, good for the integration of mind and body. Went through some fundamentals of yoga, Surya Namaskara, sun salutations, warrior poses, balancing in tree, and eventually found our way to legs up the wall. This entire yoga practice is a form of meditation. And if at the end you happen to drift away and come back, it's the final meditative state called samadhi. And you've given yourself a gift. You've reset your mind, your body, and your spirit. You're more content, you're happier than when you started. You get to enjoy that the rest of the day. It's a gift you gave yourself. Bring your hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you, my friends. Namaste. Thank you again. I hope to see you next Saturday.